All right, so I know it's that day after Christmas,
Yeah.
and everyone is probably still full of leftovers and feeling pretty good,
Yeah.
and maybe not ready for a deep dive, but
Oh, we're going in.
we're going
Are you
in.
ready?
We're going deep today. Get ready for a knowledge high because today we are diving deep into Universe One's Star Jumper Quantum Neural Engine.
A feast for the mind.
Yes.
It's the food coma.
Right.
This is a mental feast.
Yes.
And so we've got
Feast for the intellectually curious, I would say.
absolutely.
Because this is a company that is really pushing the boundaries of quantum computing and designing a system specifically for the very unforgiving environment of space.
Yes, space. It's wild enough to imagine a regular computer surviving out there,
Right.
let alone one that operates on the principles of quantum mechanics.
Yeah, this isn't just some lab experiment.
Right.
This is meant to be launched and operational up there.
Yeah, and we've got stacks of documents on this.
Oh yeah. Plans, checklists, test results, optimization phases.
Universe One has been thorough
Yeah,
in their documentation.
very thorough.
But I think for the average person, trying to get through all this would be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge for us to even figure out where to begin.
Right.
But we did it.
We did it.
We powered through.
Yeah, we powered through and we've distilled it down
Yes.
to the most fascinating and I think important elements.
Yes, so no need to worry, listener. You're in good hands. We've extracted all the juiciest bits so you can walk away feeling like a quantum expert. Well, almost.
Almost.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a quantum neural engine?
Okay, so think of it this way.
Yeah.
It's like a superpowered brain
Okay.
designed specifically for space
Okay.
that utilizes the principles of quantum mechanics
Okay.
to perform calculations that would take classical computers, like the one you're using right now,
Right.
centuries, maybe even millennia,
Wow.
to complete. We're talking about solving problems that are currently beyond our reach.
Okay.
Things like simulating complex molecules for drug discovery,
Uh-huh.
mapping the universe with unprecedented accuracy,
Oh, wow.
that sort of thing.
Okay, so that's pretty impressive, but also a little intimidating.
Sure.
I mean, my brain is still trying to process all those Christmas cookies.
I hear you.
But let's
But that's why we're here,
that's why we're here.
to break it down,
Yes.
make it digestible.
So let's break it down. What's Universe One's grand vision for this project? Why are they doing this? What's the big why?
Okay, so their aim is to create a quantum computing platform
Okay.
that can not only withstand, but thrive
Okay.
in the harsh environment of space.
So we're talking extreme temperatures, cosmic radiation, the vacuum of space?
You got it. All the things that would fry your average laptop in seconds.
Right. And it's not like there's a geek squad on the moon to call if things go wrong.
Nope, no Geek Squad.
So how do they plan to make a quantum computer that can actually survive out there?
It all starts with the building blocks,
Okay.
the foundation.
Right.
And for Star Jumper, we're talking about quantum circuits,
Okay.
which are incredibly sensitive to any kind of disturbance.
Okay.
I like to think of it like a choir,
Okay.
singing in perfect harmony.
Okay.
If one person is out of tune, it disrupts the entire performance.
Right.
Similarly, for a quantum computer to work, its quantum bits, or qubits,
Okay.
need to stay in tune.
Okay.
That's what we call coherence.
Okay.
Maintaining that coherence in space.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest challenges.
So it's like trying to conduct a choir performance in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah, pretty much.
So how do they even begin to address that level of environmental chaos?
Okay, so they've designed a multi-layered system with redundancies built in at every level,
Okay.
starting with error correction,
Okay.
which is essentially a system that constantly checks for and corrects any deviations in the qubit state.
So it's like having a conductor who can instantly adjust the singers if they go slightly off key.
Yes, exactly. Like auto-tune for qubits.
Okay, I can see why they would need that out there. But what about the temperature swings? How do you keep a quantum computer cold in space?
Right, so that's where their thermal management system comes in.
Okay.
They're using multi-stage cooling systems, redundant backups,
Oh, wow.
and a sophisticated monitoring system to keep the temperature stable
Okay.
within a tiny fraction of a degree.
Wow.
To give you an idea of how precise this is, they're aiming for thermal stability within zero 0.5 Kelvin of their target temperature.
So we're talking about like keeping a single snowflake frozen solid in a furnace.
Yeah, that's the level of control we're talking about.
Okay, that is some serious temperature control. They're really not taking any chances with this thing, are they?
Absolutely not.
So to make sure every component can withstand the rigors of space, Universe One has devised this incredibly rigorous testing plan.
Right. And this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, so they're not just building it and hoping for the best.
Oh, no, no, no. They are putting this thing through the ringer.
Like, what kind of tests are we talking about here?
Okay, so we're talking about simulating space conditions,
Okay.
pushing the system to its limits with load tests.
Uh-huh.
They're even simulating failures to make sure their backup systems kick in seamlessly.
Wow. It's like running a marathon in a blizzard while juggling chainsaws?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure you're prepared for anything.
Wow. I'm getting stressed just thinking about it, but seriously, this testing sounds incredibly thorough.
Yeah.
So what are some of the specific goals they're trying to hit with these tests? Like, what numbers are they looking for?
Okay, so for example, they want to achieve 99% coherence under load,
Okay.
meaning even when the system is performing complex calculations,
Mm-hmm.
those delicate qubits can stay in tune 99% of the time,
Okay.
despite the challenging environment.
Okay, so 99% in tune, even under pressure.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. What
Yeah.
else?
Okay. They're also focused on minimizing error rates,
Right.
which is essential for any computer.
Yeah.
But especially crucial for a quantum computer where even tiny errors can cascade and corrupt the results. They're aiming for an error rate below 1%.
Okay.
To put that into perspective, imagine a million-piece puzzle
Okay.
where only 10 pieces are in the wrong place.
Oh, wow.
That's the level of precision
That's insane.
we're talking about.
Yeah, a level of precision that's hard to even fathom, but it makes sense given the complexity of the tasks that they're asking this quantum brain to perform.
Right.
But one thing that really blew me away was this detail about their non-destructive measurement techniques.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like they can check on the qubits without disturbing them.
Right. It's a vital technique for monitoring the system's health without introducing any additional noise
Okay.
or disrupting those delicate quantum states.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Imagine being able to check the air pressure in a tire without letting any air out.
Okay.
That's essentially what they're doing.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. So this is all incredibly impressive, but I think one thing that really makes Starjumper stand out is that it's designed to learn on the fly.
Right.
It's not just a static machine. It's constantly adapting and improving itself. So it's not just about launching a quantum computer into space. It's about launching one that can evolve and improve once it's up there.
That's right.
Right.
They're building machine learning directly into the system,
Okay.
allowing it to analyze its own performance
Uh-huh.
and adjust its operations in real time.
Okay.
So think of a car that could automatically adjust its suspension based on the road conditions.
Okay.
That's the kind of adaptability we're talking about.
So it's like sending a student to space and having them earn their PhD while they're up there.
Yeah, I love that analogy.
That is a fantastic analogy.
Yeah.
This is some next level stuff, but I'm sure Universe One isn't stopping there. They're probably already thinking about future-proofing Starjumper, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, technology moves at the speed of light these days, especially in the world of quantum computing.
You are absolutely right.
So how do you future-proof a quantum computer that's hurtling through space?
Well, they've incorporated a modular design,
Okay.
which means components can be easily swapped out and upgraded as technology advances.
Okay. So they're basically making it future-proof by making it easy to tinker with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And in addition to that, they've also established partnerships with various research institutions
Okay.
to stay on top of the latest breakthroughs.
So it's like having a direct line to the cutting edge of quantum research.
Precisely.
Uh.
And let's not forget continuous risk assessment
Okay.
and adaptation. They know that space is an unpredictable place,
Right.
and they're committed to staying ahead of any potential challenges.
So it sounds like they're really covering all the bases. I'm getting the feeling that Universe One is setting the gold standard for space-based quantum computing.
I think that's a fair assessment. They're pushing the boundaries in a way that's both ambitious and responsible.
So this deep dive has been quite a journey so far. I'm honestly a little speechless. The complexity, the ambition. Universe One is really aiming for the stars with this project.
Quite literally.
Quite literally.
And it's just the beginning. The field of quantum computing is evolving at an incredible pace.
Right.
What we're seeing with Starjumper is likely just a glimpse of what's to come.
It's both exhilarating and a little bit terrifying all at the same time.
I agree.
It makes you wonder what kind of future will Starjumper enable.
It really does make you ponder
Yeah.
the possibilities, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But Before we get too lost in the future, let's
Okay.
take a closer look at how they're actually going to get Star Jumper up and running in space.
Okay, back down to Earth for now.
Yeah, for now.
So what are the first steps in deploying this quantum marvel?
All right, so Universe One has laid out a pretty detailed plan
Okay.
for initial deployment readiness and operational integration.
Okay, so what does that involve? Break it down for us.
Okay, so first things first, they need to prepare the deployment infrastructure,
Okay.
which means ensuring that the satellite network is fully compatible with Star Jumper's needs.
So making sure everything is powered up, cooled down, and connected correctly.
You got it.
Sounds like a lot of wires and double checking.
A lot of wires, a lot of double checking.
And speaking of connections, establishing secure communication is paramount.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is a quantum computer we're talking about,
Yeah.
so data security is absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. You don't want some rogue hacker messing with your quantum calculations.
Right. Absolutely not. So how are they going to secure the system?
Quantum key distribution,
Okay.
or QKD for short.
Okay.
This technology uses the principles of quantum mechanics
Okay.
to create unbreakable encryption keys.
Wow.
It's like having a secret code
Okay.
that changes every time you use it,
Okay.
making it virtually impossible to crack.
So quantum security, I guess that takes care of the hackers. But what about internal errors? How do they know if something goes wrong with the system itself?
Real-time monitoring.
Okay.
They've designed a system that constantly monitors the engine's performance, looking for any deviations from normal operation.
So it's like having a team of quantum doctors constantly checking its vital signs.
You got it.
Okay, so if something starts to overheat or a qubit goes wonky, they'll know immediately.
Exactly. And they have automated alert systems in place.
Okay.
So if any critical thresholds are crossed,
Mm-hmm.
the team is notified right away,
Oh, wow. Talk about a high-tech early warning system.
right?
So we've got the hardware, the security, the monitoring. What about the humans running the show?
Ah, yes, the human element. You can't forget about that.
Right.
That is absolutely crucial. And they've emphasized personnel training quite a bit in their documentation.
Okay.
They're developing specialized programs to ensure that everyone involved in operating Star Jumper is fully prepared.
So we're talking more than just your average IT guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
We're talking about a highly skilled team of engineers, physicists, and computer scientists,
Right.
all trained to handle the unique challenges of a space-based quantum computer.
So it sounds like they're assembling a quantum dream team.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
But even with the best team and technology, things can still go wrong. Space is full of unexpected events.
You are absolutely right.
What's their plan for dealing with potential failures?
Okay, the name of the game here is redundancy. Redundancy, redundancy, redundancy.
Got it.
They've built multiple backups into this system. Think of it like having spare tires, a backup engine, and a whole extra navigation system, all ready to kick in if needed.
Okay, so if one part fails, the system can keep running without skipping a beat.
That's the goal.
Okay.
They've designed these rigorous failover protocols and tested them extensively
Okay.
to ensure seamless transitions.
Okay.
Data loss is a huge concern, so they've gone to great lengths to ensure that even in a failure scenario, information is preserved.
Okay, this is all incredibly impressive. It sounds like they've thought of everything,
They've tried to.
from rigorous testing to a carefully planned deployment process.
Right.
They're leaving nothing to chance.
As much as is humanly possible, they're on top of it.
Yeah, but I think our listener could use a quick breather.
Okay.
I know my brain is a little overloaded.
I hear that.
We'll be back in a moment to explore how they plan to optimize and evolve Star Jumper once it's up and running.
Sounds good. So Universe One has this solid plan for getting Star Jumper up and running, but it doesn't stop there.
Of course not. They're not just going to launch it and call it a day.
No.
What happens after deployment? What's next?
That's when the real work begins.
Okay.
They have this comprehensive strategy for continuous improvement and optimization.
Okay, so how do you optimize a quantum computer in space? It's not like they can just send a technician up there with a screwdriver.
Right, it's a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah.
They're going to be relying heavily on the data collected by the monitoring systems, conducting these regular performance audits
Okay.
to identify areas where the system isn't performing at its peak.
So they're constantly analyzing the data,
Yes.
looking for ways to fine-tune things.
Exactly.
It's like having a pit crew for a race car, but the race is happening in space.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And they're not just reacting to problems.
Okay.
They're using machine learning
Right.
to proactively optimize the system.
Okay.
Remember those adaptive algorithms we talked about?
Uh-huh.
They'll be using them to fine-tune error correction cooling
Okay.
and other parameters
Uh-huh.
in real time.
Wow.
based on the ever-changing conditions in space.
It's like having a quantum mechanic on call 24/7,
Pretty much.
always tinkering and adjusting to get the best performance.
Yeah.
This is seriously impressive, but quantum technology is evolving at such a rapid pace.
It is?
So how do they plan to keep Starjumper relevant over the long term?
Well, they have a long-term vision for Starjumper that goes beyond just, keeping the lights on.
Okay.
They're committed to ensuring that it remains at the forefront of quantum computing for years to come.
Okay.
This means not only optimizing the existing system, but also actively pursuing innovation.
Now we're talking. This is where it gets really exciting.
Yeah.
So what kind of innovations are they considering? Is it even possible to upgrade something that's orbiting the Earth?
So they're exploring a wide range of possibilities,
Okay.
from upgrading the quantum algorithms
Okay.
to researching entirely new quivet materials.
New materials. What kind of materials are we talking about here? What makes them better?
It's an area of active research,
Okay.
but some scientists believe that certain materials could be even more stable and less susceptible to noise than the qubits that are currently used in quantum computers.
Okay.
This could lead to a significant increase in processing power.
So it's like upgrading from a dial-up modem to fiber optic internet.
Exactly.
But for quantum computing, that's a game changer.
It is, and they're not stopping there.
Okay.
They're also investigating ways to improve the architecture of the quantum circuits themselves,
Okay.
potentially leading to more complex and efficient computations.
So it's not just about the materials, it's about how those materials are arranged and connected
Yeah,
within the system.
right, like optimizing the layout of a city
Yeah.
to improve traffic flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to stay at the forefront of these advancements,
Yes.
they're partnering with leading research institutions and quantum computing experts?
They are. It's like they're creating a global think tank
Right.
dedicated to pushing the boundaries of what's possible with Starjumper.
So it's like a constant influx of new ideas and expertise.
Yeah.
Ensuring that Starjumper doesn't just stay ahead of the curve, but actually defines the curve.
Exactly.
This all sounds incredibly promising, but I know space can be unpredictable.
It can.
What about unforeseen challenges or risks? How are they preparing for the unexpected?
Okay, so they have incorporated a comprehensive risk assessment strategy into their plan.
Okay.
They're constantly monitoring the space environment
Okay.
for potential threats,
Okay.
whether it's solar flares, space debris,
Okay.
or even unexpected fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field.
Okay.
They've also designed the system with a high degree of fault tolerance,
Okay.
meaning it can continue operating
Uh-huh.
even if some components fail.
So they're not just hoping for the best. They're actively anticipating and mitigating potential problems.
Yeah, they're taking a proactive approach to risk management,
Okay.
which is essential for any space-based mission,
Yeah.
but especially critical for something as complex and groundbreaking as Starjumper.
So this deep dive has really highlighted Universe One's commitment to excellence.
It has.
It's not just about launching a quantum computer. It's about doing it right,
Right.
doing it safely,
Right.
and doing it in a way that pushes the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely. They're setting a new standard for space exploration and scientific advancement.
It's inspiring to see such a bold vision backed by such meticulous planning
It is.
and a commitment to continuous improvement.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to grasp the magnitude of what they're trying to achieve.
It's a remarkable undertaking, and it's likely just the beginning of a new era of space-based quantum computing.
This journey has been incredible.
It has.
We started with this crazy idea of a quantum computer in space.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about future-proofing, cutting-edge materials,
Right?
and a global network of quantum experts.
It's amazing.
It's mind-boggling.
And to think we haven't even touched on the potential applications of this technology.
Right.
What could Starjumper enable us to do that we haven't even dreamt of yet?
That's a question I can't wait to explore further.
Yeah.
But before we get lost in the endless possibilities of the quantum future,
Right.
let's take a step back and talk about the here and now. So they've clearly invested a lot of time and resources in getting Starjumper ready for launch.
They have.
But what about the actual deployment process? How do you get this delicate piece of quantum technology safely into orbit?
That's a great question. And it's one that Universe One has addressed with their usual attention to detail.
Okay.
They've developed a multi-stage deployment plan
Okay.
that starts right here on Earth.
Okay, let's dive into that deployment plan.
Okay.
What are the key steps involved in getting Starjumper from the lab to its final destination in space?
Well, the first phase involves expensive ground testing.
Okay.
Before Starjumper ever leaves the planet, It undergoes a battery of tests to ensure it can withstand the stresses of launch
Okay.
and the harsh conditions of space.
So it's like a boot camp for quantum computers.
Yeah, lots of shaking, rattling,
Okay.
and exposing it to extreme temperatures.
You want to make sure it can handle anything space throws at it.
Exactly.
But once it passes all those tests, how do they actually get this massive piece of technology into space?
They've partnered with a leading aerospace company
Okay.
that specializes in heavy lift launch vehicles.
Okay, so we're talking about one of those rockets that shakes the ground for miles around when it launches. Those ones.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see one of those in person.
They're quite a sight.
Yeah.
And the launch vehicle that they've chosen is specifically designed to handle delicate payloads like Starjumper.
Okay.
It has a specialized fairing that protects the quantum computer during ascent
Okay.
and ensures a smooth separation once it reaches orbit.
So it's like a high-tech cradle gently carrying this precious cargo into space.
I like that, yeah.
But once Starjumper is up there, how do they actually deploy it?
So Universe One has opted for a more automated approach.
Sure.
Once the launch vehicle reaches the designated orbit,
Mm-hmm.
Starjumper is released from its fairing,
Okay.
and it begins a series of pre-programmed maneuvers.
Okay.
It unfurls its solar arrays,
Uh-huh.
activates its communication systems.
And then slowly positions itself into its final operational configuration.
It's like a robotic ballet, perfectly choreographed to ensure a successful deployment.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And throughout the entire process,
Yeah.
the ground team is closely monitoring every system,
Okay.
ready to intervene if necessary.
Oh, heck.
But the goal is for Starjumper to be as autonomous as possible,
Okay.
minimizing the risk of human error.
It sounds like they've thought of everything.
Well, they've tried.
From rigorous testing to a carefully planned deployment process,
Yeah.
they're leaving nothing to chance.
Yep.
But I'm curious about what happens after deployment.
Okay.
How do they actually operate this quantum computer from Earth? It's not like they can just plug in a keyboard and mouse.
Right. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
They've developed a sophisticated ground control system
Okay.
that allows them to communicate with Starjumper, send commands, receive data,
Okay.
and monitors performance in real time.
So it's like mission control for a quantum spaceship.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm picturing a giant room filled with screens, flashing lights, and scientists frantically typing on keyboards.
It's not quite that dramatic,
Yeah.
but you're not far off.
Okay.
The ground control system is a marvel of engineering,
Okay.
combining cutting-edge software with a global network of antennas and communication relays
Okay.
to ensure a reliable connection with Starjumper.
This deep dive has been a wild ride.
It has.
We've gone from the theoretical principles of quantum computing to the nuts and bolts of spaceflight.
Yeah,
And it's all been incredibly fascinating.
it has.
But I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with this technology.
I think you're right. Starjumper represents a major leap forward in our understanding of the universe
Mhm.
and our ability to solve some of humanity's most challenging problems.
Okay.
But it also raises some important questions
Okay.
about the responsible use of such powerful technology.
That's a great point. We've been so focused on the how of Starjumper, the amazing technology, the rigorous testing, the meticulous planning, that we haven't really addressed the why.
Right.
Why is Universe One doing this?
Yeah.
And what are the implications of putting such a powerful tool in space?
Those are questions that deserve careful consideration.
Yeah.
Starjumper has the potential to revolutionize fields like medicine, materials science,
Mm-hmm.
and artificial intelligence.
Right.
But it also raises concerns about data privacy, security,
Right.
and even the potential for misuse.
So before we get too caught up in the excitement of this quantum future, let's take a moment to explore the broader implications of Starjumper.
I agree. Let's delve into those complex and important questions.
Okay, so we've covered the how of Starjumper.
Right.
The mind-blowing tech, the rigorous testing, the meticulous planning to get it safely into orbit and operating smoothly.
Right.
But now it's time to kind of shift gears a little bit and tackle the why.
Yeah, it's essential. That's a really important part of this conversation.
Yeah, because Starjumper is a tool of
It is.
immense power. And with that power comes a responsibility to consider,
Of course.
the broader implications of its use. It's like,
There.
handing someone the keys to a supercar.
Right.
It's exciting, sure,
Right.
but you also want to make sure that they know how to handle it responsibly.
Exactly.
So let's talk about some of the key why questions surrounding Starjumper.
Okay, so starting with the potential benefits, Universe One envisions Starjumper as like a catalyst
Okay.
for scientific breakthroughs
Okay.
in a wide range of fields.
Okay.
Imagine using its computational power to accelerate drug discovery, design entirely new materials, model those complex climate systems
Right.
with unprecedented accuracy.
It's like having a scientific oracle in space,
Yes.
capable of providing insights and solutions that would be impossible to achieve with earthbound computers.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and those are just a few examples.
Right.
And we're really just beginning to scratch the surface of what might be possible
Absolutely.
with this technology.
Yeah, it is mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing to even think about the potential impact.
It is.
But I also can't help but think about the potential risks.
Sure.
I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies
Right.
where a supercomputer becomes self-aware and wreaks havoc.
Of course, yeah.
So is there any chance of something like that happening with Starjumper?
So I understand the concern,
Right.
but it's important to remember that Starjumper, while incredibly advanced, is still a tool.
Okay.
It's designed for specific tasks, and it operates under human control.
Okay.
Universe One has implemented, numerous safeguards
Okay.
to ensure its safe and responsible operation.
Okay, that's reassuring, but what about the data that it processes? We're talking about a quantum computer
Yeah.
capable of handling massive amounts of information,
Right.
potentially including sensitive personal data. So how do we ensure that information is protected?
Data security is a top priority for Universe One.
Okay.
They've incorporated multiple layers of encryption and security protocols into Starjumper's design,
Okay.
from the hardware level all the way up to the software and communication systems.
Okay.
And they're also working with cybersecurity experts
Okay.
to constantly monitor and update their security measures to stay ahead of any potential threats.
So they're essentially building a digital fortress around this quantum brain
Yeah, pretty much.
to keep the data safe from prying eyes.
Yeah,
But even with the best security measures, there's always a risk of something going wrong.
right.
What happens if there's a malfunction or a cyber attack? Could someone gain unauthorized access to Starjumper and use its power for malicious purposes?
So Universe One has developed contingency plans for a wide range of potential scenarios,
Okay.
including cyber attacks, hardware failures,
Okay.
and even space debris collisions.
Okay.
They have redundant systems in place, backup communication channels,
Mm-hmm.
and a team of experts on call 24/7 to respond to any incidents.
So they're really taking a, belt and suspenders approach to security.
They are.
Okay, good.
Yep.
But even if we can address the technical risks,
Right.
there's also the question of who gets to use this technology and for what purposes.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Could Starjumper be used to develop autonomous weapons systems or to enhance surveillance capabilities in a way that violates individual privacy?
Those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
And they underscore the need for ethical guidelines and international agreements on the use of space-based quantum computing.
Okay.
Universe One has publicly stated their commitment to using Starjumper for peaceful and beneficial purposes.
Okay, good.
And they're actively engaging with policymakers and ethicists to ensure that this technology is used responsibly.
So it's good to know they're not just focused on the technological advancements, but also on the broader societal implications.
Absolutely.
It's a powerful tool, and it's important to use it wisely.
It is.
This deep dive has taken us on an incredible journey.
It has.
And we started with this mind-boggling concept
Yeah.
of a quantum computer orbiting the Earth. And we ended up talking about the future of humanity.
We did.
It's been a wild ride.
It really has. It's been a fascinating exploration for me as well.
Yeah.
Starjumper is a testament to human ingenuity and our drive to push the boundaries of what's possible.
It really is.
But it also serves as a reminder of the importance of thoughtful and responsible innovation.
Well said. And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes.
We hope you've gained a better understanding of Starjumper, its potential benefits, and the important questions that we need to address as we enter this new era of quantum computing.
We've only just begun.
We've only just begun, so keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep imagining the possibilities.
Absolutely.
The future is waiting to be discovered.
It is.
Until next time.